Good morning and welcome to the new episode of Dr. Lamba's Awakening Call. India, Pakistan, and other countries which are formerly colonies of England have a distinctly different police system than, say, the countries like USA and Canada have. But what's amazing is that those countries, police is still considered not to be friend, although the motto everywhere is police is for you at your service. It's really not so. And the recent happenings in India show that there have been firing, verbal, judicial, legal, between the police forces. Some time back, the police force of Haryana and UP were facing each other as armies of the two countries, and the government of India had to send them a strong message that that's not permissible. Right on the roads, the armed platoons of UP police, armed police, and Haryana armed police, they were ready to shoot at each other. So that's why I call it friendly and not so friendly fire in the police. And the result, the police in India are fast losing their reputation, if they ever had any. As a matter of fact, there was a comment by Mr. Singh Jaspal that at one time the Bombay police was deemed to be at par with the Scotland Yard, and now not so. Yes, and that was because of the difference in culture. But I'll come to that later on. Coming to the friendly fire. Sometimes we see that these fightings each other is a dangerous trend that has become worse. Recently, the Punjab police came to Delhi, practically kidnapped a political leader, and then the Punjab police filed an FIR against, sorry, the Delhi police filed an FIR, first information report, against the Punjab police. The car was intercepted in a different state, Haryana. The guy was brought back, and now the case is in the courts. There's sort of, and then another thing, Rajasthan police comes to Noida in UP to arrest a TV anchor. And then they do not follow the due process of law. The process is simple that when a police from one province comes to the other province, they go to the local police station. Warrants have to be there issued by a magistrate, and the local police helps them arrest the person with the proviso that the man must be presented before a court, either in the place where he is arrested or in case the officers are in the place where he is being taken. And would you believe, this procedure is never applicable. I remember way back in the 50s, Justice A.N. Mullah, Anand Naran Mullah of Allahabad High Court said, the biggest organized gang of gangsters in India is the provincial police. When people hesitate to go to the police station to file complaint, because they know that A, there's corruption, B, there is dishonesty, C, there is a political manipulation. And that also answers the question of Mr. Singh Jaspal, which was also commented on by Mr. Gulshan Sethi. Both of them say, well, it's quite a change. Now, coming to that, we have seen the futility of using police to serve as instrument of political vendetta, and that's being happened both in Delhi and in Noida. In Noida, the UP, the Rajasthan government, controlled by Congress, wanted to arrest a BJP-oriented TV anchor. In Delhi, Punjab police wanted to arrest a BJP-oriented person for a thing that was allegedly stated in Delhi. So location-wise, it was not in the purview of Punjab at all. But since Punjab is not governed by the AP, they did it. And the beauty is that the police of the three states in one case and of two states in the other case were practically at war with each other, if not the shooting war, at least the legal war. As a matter of fact, if you remember, this didn't happen only here. A few days back, Assam police arrested an MLA from Gujarat, Mr. Mewani. The case was thrown out. Now, it looks like that the various state police forces seem to have thrown procedures, mutual organizational courtesy to the winds. They don't follow the due process of law. They don't even have the courtesy to inform. It's like the gangs or the dacoits coming from one area to the other. And they go into the jurisdiction of other. You see, law is very clear. If a culprit is running, you have to follow. And you keep on following him. And then take the local police help as well along with that. And that happens even internationally. If you remember, when Pratap Singh Karo, the Chief Minister of Punjab, was murdered, the DIG police Ashwini Kumar followed the murders right into Nepal. Of course, what the Nepal police did, arrested Ashwini Kumar, put him behind bars, and the government of India had to intervene. But the Criminal Procedure Code safeguards the police, requiring that the arrest warrants must be transmitted to the local police station. Then the High Court of Delhi had issued guidelines that require cops from other jurisdictions to effecting arrest to intimate the local police officers. And these were violated. No face-offs between the police force can be good news only for the criminals who commit offences spanning across state borders or escape into another state after committing a crime. Now, if this thing doesn't happen, even the terrorists stand to gain if increasing interforces enmity was to impact coordination. As a matter of fact, there should be coordination, and in these days of technology, it should not be difficult to send a message from, say, Chandigarh to Delhi, and it can be done very easily. Why should the police travel all the way from Chandigarh to Delhi to arrest a person, which if they transmit the warrant electronically, the Delhi police should be duty bound to arrest him and produce him before the magistrate. Then the magistrate can either send him to custody or release him on bail. It's cheaper, it's easier, it's much more convenient, and the enmity between the forces shall be mitigated. But then, the things as they are, the matter looks bleak. Worse, it can quite happen that the standoff between the politics state police forces might penetrate into the force itself and make them political instruments of oppression. Now, coming to the comment of Mr. Singh Jaspal and Gulshan Sethi, why is the there are three reasons. A, during the British time, police was a force of oppression, which continues to be so, though apparently they show that they are much more honest, which they are not. But then there was another thing which people ordinarily ignore, and that was that at that time the police officers were not committed to political system. There was no politicalization. Now the appointments at the lower level are purely political, and at the higher level of postings and transfers and everything, they are politically decided. In the British time, it was a tenure job. Every superintendent of police, every inspector of police had to be transferred after 3 years tenure so that he could not establish contacts. So corruption was much less. And then there was another rule rather, which was implemented duly. And that was that no senior officer shall be from that province. So Punjab officer would be posted in Tamil Nadu would be posted in Bengal would be posted in UP. So they had no political affiliation. Since they had no political affiliation, since they had no local contacts, they were much more honest and they had integrity. Then the local politicians could not intervene. Now what has happened is, as I said, up to the inspector level, the appointments are purely political level. Then the postings are politicalized. Not only politicalized, there is corruption as well. It was reported at one time that one had to pay millions of rupees to get a posting in a place. For example, in Delhi, there's a Ghaziabad border. To get a posting over there, and the posting is for 6 months. So you earn that much. Now, since it's politically oriented, the share of that bribery goes right up to the top. So if bribery, politicalization, manipulation are to be the rule, how do you expect the police to be honest? What happened in Mumbai, for example? Can you believe that the central forces like CBI, Enforcement Directorate, ED, are at practically war with the local police because of the political leadership in the province as well as in the state. And all procedures, due processes are written goodbye to. The cases are registered against each other. The ministers are involved. A guy is arrested, a star kid, son of a movie star. Let the courts decide whether he is guilty or not. But no, not only does the media start a trial, but even the minister is involved saying, well, since he belongs to minority, he is being bullied. Bullshit. What is to be done? There has to be an embargo, that all appointments shall be made by the police commissions. There should be a police board in each province, and that board should decide the transfers, appointments, promotions, not the MLA, not the minister. I mean, not the politician, in fact. Secondly, no tenure job should be extended. Every civil police, every inspector must be transferred every 2 to 3 years. And it should be strictly observed. At the same time, the Prime Minister, the State Chief Minister, in fact the government top officials should ensure that any MLA interfering would be prosecuted for illegal activity. It should be deemed to be illegal because that is hindering the process, the course of justice. And in this case, even the Supreme Court can play a vital role. The moment they come to know of this, as there should be an ombudsman who keeps a watch on the police and the judiciary. The moment it's seen that some political interference is taking place, they should come with heavy hand on the culprits and punish the guilty. So the question why it is bad is, as I said, politicalization. That's a major reason. Growth of corruption. It has become basically a byword that the police are corrupt. And as when the posts of the inspector and sub-inspector are auctioned, they are practically auctioned who pays more to get a prize posting. If I was to tell you that when I was in Delhi and I was sitting with the commissioner and the postings were to be done, I just happened to be there. And he said, look here the people were competing to be posted in Khariboli, Sadr Bazaar, Ghaziabad border, but nobody wanted to be posted in Vasant Vihar and Diplomatic Enclave because in Vasant Vihar all the top people live. Golflings, similarly, and diplomats don't pay bribes. So people were not interested in getting those jobs. And that was considered to be a punishment posting. In such a situation, do you think that the police can work efficiently? So the culture, political interference, corruption, these are the main reasons. And the whole police structure needs to be revamped. Police must be absolutely independent of all political control. And till that, to hope for honest police is going to be a pipe dream. And the sooner that happens, the better shall be for the society and for the country. But this friendly and not so friendly fire, both verbal, judicial, they'll continue to be the order of the day. And goodbye to all law and order, justice, honesty, integrity, and all that hypocritical talk of police force for you, of you, at your service, always. That is just cheating people and rank hypocrisy and dishonesty. Thank you.